We want the crown to be brought back to South Africa where it belongs. At least it will restore the dignity of the African child. At least it will restore the self-respect of the African child.
South Africans ask the UK to return diamonds in Charles Crown jewels. The world's largest diamond, discovered in South Africa in 1905, was given to the British monarchy 2 years later and has been in its possession since. Some South Africans are calling for the United Kingdom to return the world's largest diamond, known as the Star of Africa, which is set in the royal scepter of the King Charles III, will hold on the coronation on Saturday. So, for those of you who don't know, King Charles III will be crowned as king. He's going to be replacing and taking the crown, the lead of the United Kingdom. So a lot of people have been complaining about the fact that the crown of Britain monarchy has got diamonds. If you look at it, there are many diamonds, many pieces of diamonds on it. But these diamonds, where do they come from? The diamonds come from South Africa mainly and India. And after the death of the Queen, many Indians as well as South Africans ask for their diamond to be returned back home, which I find completely normal, right? I mean, if you have a moral background to tell people how they should behave, how they should respect democracy, how they should respect the freedom of speech, freedom of choices of other people, freedom of religion, doesn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense that you as the moral person to return things that you stole in the past? I mean, we all know when you talk about colonialism today, people tell you to shut up, forget about it, right? When you speak about slavery, what do you get from people? They ask you to forget about it. Okay, move on. This is gone, right? It's the same, not the same thing. It's not the same reaction we get when you say the same things about people that lived a terrific moment in Germany. Do you remember those people? I'm not going to mention them. The people that were abruptly finished in Germany. They have a day every year where they celebrate the things that they went through, right? In Germany, you remember that. They have a day every year where they celebrate what happened to them in Germany, which is completely understandable, right? And respect that. Their ideology says we should never forget what has happened to us in the past in order to prevent it from happening again. Let's never forget what happened to us in the past in order to prevent it from happening again. But when it comes to Africans claiming what happened in the past, such as colonialism and slavery, what are we told? We are told to shut up and forget about it. Move forward. It's gone. Move forward. You got the same tools as everybody today. They completely shut us down when it comes to those type of conversation. Now, what's happening here is very crucial because South Africans have asked officially that they return the diamond that were taken from the land. The diamonds that are ornate on the crown of Britain.
To King Charles, I think it would be right for him to ascend his throne, ensuring that he's showing a sign of hope to us Africans, those who were previously colonized by well, not by him directly, but by his predecessors. And I think if he wants to be a recognized monarchy, a respected monarchy by the African people, it would be wise of him to return what was taken from us without our consent.
I find it shameful, really. To be honest with you, I find it shameful because the crown is supposed to represent the glorious power of the kingdom, right? The crown is the power of the kingdom. So if the power of a kingdom is represented by some things that are stolen from other people, what does it say about the kingdom? I mean, anybody with his normal thinking would say that if you guys regret things that you've done in the past, if you say, okay, we came to you as imperialists, our goal at the time was completely different than our goal right now. And we are sorry for the negative things we've done to you guys. Wouldn't it make sense that you say, okay, now things we've taken from you, all the things we've stolen from you, the diamonds, the money, the gold, the whatever, we're going to return it. Or at least return a little bit of it. That will show honesty and the openness that you have, the high moral ground that you actually have, the authenticity of your words. That's how you show it. Well, if you say A and you're doing B, what does that mean? Okay, so now we know that they've invited many presidents of Africa to go attend this ceremony in Britain, where Prince Charles will be King of England. And we also know that the last time presidents of Africa went to England for such celebration, they were humiliated. Okay? Why? Because some of the presidents from different countries had the luxury of traveling in their own cars, in their own crew. But president coming from Africa, mainly African countries, They were all stuck together in one bus. Yes, like taxi bus, minibus, whatever you call it in your country. Taxi bros in West Africa. They were all stuck in taxi bros, like we call it in West Africa, and they were sent to the stadium. Yeah, exactly like it was very shameful. Except the representative of Ethiopia who categorically refused to be shamed in that manner. She was the only person that refused to get into the bus. She said, there's no way I'm getting into this bus. Meanwhile, other presidents of different countries, mainly Europeans and Americans, are given such a high level of treatment, a much better treatment. I will not disgrace myself to that level. I am not getting into that bus. And props to her, because she showed the level of respect and dignity she has for herself and for a nation. You do not accept those type of humiliation for no reason in the world. Now, we are very curious to see how the presidents of African countries will react in this time. Let me just remind you, like a few days back, the president of Kenya, William Ruto, made a comment about the event. He said Africa is really, really tired of being treated like school kids. And he was talking about the instance where they were all stuck into one bus for this event. He said, there's no way we're going to be treated like children anymore.
We have also decided that it will not going to be business as usual. We have these meetings, Africa, US meeting, Africa, Europe, Africa, Turkey, Africa,
India.
Now we are waiting for, there is another one, Africa, Russia.
And Africa, Japan.
And Africa, Japan. We have made the decision that it is not intelligent for 54 of us to go and sit before one gentleman from another place. And sometimes we are mistreated.
Yeah.
You know, we are loaded into buses like school cheats. You know, and it's not right.
Well, you are summoned. You know,
it's not right. So the decision that we have made as AU is that going forward, if there is going to be a discussion between Africa and any other country, we are going to be represented by the chair, the outgoing chair, the bureau. Let us
chair of the commission,
and,
or the chair,
and the chair of the Rex, and we have 5 Rex. That should be sufficient for, a meeting of maybe 6, 7. Yeah. That should be able to represent Africa.
We don't want events where there is Russia meets Africa, where USA meets Africa, or any other organization meeting Africa. They are tired of seeing a situation where one person has to meet 54 presidents of different countries, or 54 presidents of different countries sitting in front of one individual, one gentleman from another country. That's very humiliating. It makes absolute nonsense. I'm personally very curious to see how they're going to react at this instance. Are they going to stand beyond their word? Because William Ruto said from now on we'd like to delegate maybe 2 or 3 people ahead of Africa to go represent Africa whenever it comes to a situation where Africa has to meet different other organizations or different other countries. Are they going to send one person to go represent Africa? Or what is this going to be? So again, when it comes to the diamond, this diamond weighs 530 carats. It was discovered in South Africa in 1905 and presented to the British monarchy 2 years later by the colonial government in the country. The replica of the diamond, which is about the size of a fist of a man, is in Cape Town. So Cape Town has a replica of the diamond. The British have taken the original and they've left Africans with the replica. Can you believe that? A diamond the size of a fist of a man, and you've taken it with no remorse, and nobody says anything about it, and it's just normal, business as usual? I don't know how we can accept such things. It doesn't make sense. Absolutely no sense. So this is not, like I said, not only happening in Africa, it has also happened in India. Because they say after the death of Queen Elizabeth II, there was a conversation about the diamond who's spelled Koh-i-Noor, which is part of the British crown jewels. Have been trending on social media amid the coverage of the Queen's death, with users posing their opinions about the empire. This diamond was found in India. So there's a big diamond as well found in India that's on the crown. There's a big diamond found in South Africa that's part of the crown. I think we need to respect each other, okay? As much as you want to give us good morality and all these lessons about life, I think it starts with basics, which is, okay, guys, We stole this from you. Here it is. Please take it back. Then we can start talking. Let me know what you think. It's very interesting. God bless.